This is the way I live. Little boy still pushing big wheels. I stack my money, lay low and chill. Don't need to work hard, that's the way I feel.
Welcome everybody to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks. Thank you for listening to the show. And in the studio, I have my good friend Amber back with me. Amber, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Would you like to be called Amber? Would you like to be called Amber Turner? Would you like to be called Amber Renee? Amber Negay? What would you like to be called?
You know, let's just go with Amber Negay.
Let's go with Amber Negay.
Let's go with Amber Negay.
I like the naturalness of it. So, we are sitting in potentially the possible permanent studio of Off the Cuff right now. Yeah, like this is something that you've offered to possibly turn this room inside your house into a possible studio. I think that would be amazing.
We've got to have a permanent home.
So what we're doing is we're trying this podcast out at a different location, at a different studio here at what could we call this studio? It's got to have a name.
I think we should just call it the studio, so when we get mad at each other, we can pull a PDD and say, I'm shutting the studio down.
I'm shutting the studio down.
Yeah, I'm shutting the studio down.
I like it. You know, there's a lot been going on in both of our lives. A lot been going on in your life. A lot been going on in my life. But the one thing that I've been wanting to ask you is why in the blue hell have we not made an attempt to go to Maury Povich when we got tickets just the other day?
We actually got another email.
Yes.
We've got all new dates.
All new dates.
And then I will get an email for October with all new dates, but they will take a hiatus from November, December, January, and half of February.
That's right, folks. We are going to Maury Povich to watch You Are Not the Father, or You Are the Father. Yes. Or maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky and actually catch a rare Maury Povich show where he's not doing one of those Are You the Father?
It could be You Dissed Me When I Was Young and Now I'm Hot, those are always a little awkward.
It could be I'm a trainee, you thought I was your little feminine girl, but he's really a guy.
Oh,
who knows what it could be. Maury Povich is... What I respect about it, though, is that Maury, people have always felt really comfortable to come on his show. Black people, gay people, Mexican people, homeless people. That old man has a way of just making people feel good, and I like that about Maury. You know, so Off the Cuff, this is a show where we talk about random things, and I was like, Amber, this is your second time on the show. You know, kind of have topics, come prepared to talk about certain stuff, and just write down the topics and we talk about them. And boy, oh boy, did you come prepared to talk about some things. And I was just like looking through here at some of the things that you were listing on here. And the name of this episode should really be called Things That Irritate Amber. But the number one thing that you got on here is McDonald's. Could you elaborate on that little concept of why McDonald's is on this list?
Okay. So, yesterday I had to go into work really early. Mm-hmm. So I thought I'm going to treat myself after working, in the early morning hours.
Yes.
So my wonderful husband has accompanied me to McDonald's.
Okay.
Because I want my egg and cheese biscuit.
Yes.
And I want my medium Coke.
Yeah.
And my small orange juice.
Too heavy in the morning though. McDonald's makes me
No, it's wonderful. It's the best breakfast.
Best coffee.
I'm not a coffee drinker, you know that.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm a two drinker. Mm-hmm. I always, if you go to a restaurant with me, I get a pop and I get a water.
Same here. I get a coffee and I get a water. But go ahead. Yes.
Exactly. So I automatically have eaten up the 2 cup holders that come in a vehicle.
Right.
In the front.
Yes.
So obviously my husband's going to get something to drink as well.
Right.
So by the time we place our order, we get up to the window where we're going to retrieve our food. Mm-hmm. And I see the little boy behind the glass, and I want to bang on the glass and tell him very quickly, please don't do that. But I see him struggling with a drink carrier.
Okay, yeah, the drink carriers.
See him struggling with this recycled material cardboard drink carrier. And again, I want to knock on the window and say, sir, please don't do that.
Yeah, I hate that. It's just so much trouble. It's like they go through so much, and it's not making it more convenient for you.
It doesn't make it any more it's just inconvenient.
It's actually inconvenient because you already have your coasters cleared out, ready to put what you want to put in there. But the drink carrier, you have to either take the drinks out of the drink carrier and put them into your coasters that you were going to use, or you have to keep it there in your seat and hold it while you drive so they won't spill over, because those things are not deep cup holders.
No,
they
they're
spill
not.
over pretty easily.
And, if you're sitting in a vehicle, obviously, you're moving. So you've got liquids in these flimsy containers as it is, moving.
And nothing's more aggravating is when you spill something on yourself or in your car.
In my car, at least on myself, I can take, whatever I've spilled off, but I have leather seats in my car.
Can you, though? What if you're on your way to work? Can you spill something on your way to work?
Well, I wear scrubs to work, so it usually doesn't matter.
But still yet, though, you don't want to be walking around with like a ketchup stain on your scrub shirt, do you?
With what I do, it really doesn't matter, because I might end up with something grosser by the end of the night.
That's true. With what you do, yeah, that's pretty disgusting. So, I understand that. And you also have a little hash over here, and he says people ordering. Well, like, what do you mean by that?
Oh, jeez. Okay. I've been on this earth for 29 years.
Yeah.
Both of us. Yes. 29 years. And at no point has McDonald's ever done a major overhaul. They have taken some things off. They have put some things on. Mm-hmm. But the staple things have been there since we've been alive. Big Mac.
Number 1.
Quarter pounder.
Number 2.
2 cheeseburgers.
Number 3.
Fries,
yes.
And a 10-piece nugget.
Number 5.
Okay,
or
so
4.
Nothing has changed on this menu.
Right.
And I would like to go as far as saying a lot of people who go to McDonald's frequent McDonald's. Mm-hmm. So that means if you were there yesterday, chances are the menu hasn't changed today.
And they take forever to order.
They look as though the menu's going to change, as if it's going to magically roll over and there's going to be a T-bone that McDonald's is going to offer you today.
No, I get really aggravated. Let me tell you what I did one time. So I get aggravated because a drive-thru, I think, is supposed to be, you're supposed to pull up, order, know what you want, go, because people have stuff to do. It's fast food. They're trying to get their food fast. That's the whole concept of fast food. So I pulled up to a McDonald's, as a matter of fact, ordering food, and this woman, this young girl, she was taking forever. She had a Bernie Sanders sticker on her trunk, and she was taking forever ordering her food from McDonald's, and she was like, let me see, how's the number 5 taste? Or does number 7, does that come with pickles? Because, oh my God, I hate pickles. And like, I'm aggravated at this point. It's lunchtime. I'm tired. There was some bullshit, fuck shit, horse shit that happened earlier that day. And I was just really aggravated. And I was just like, I just rolled my window down as she was like asking questions and stuff, and I just go, go! I just screamed, go! And she turns around and she says, oh my God, how does it feel to be a dick? And I said, it feels pretty good, Bernie Sanders, drive on up. And so she finally moves out of the way. She's like, I'm good on what I want. And like, she like drives away. She doesn't even order. But yeah, I feel you. Like, it really aggravates me when it's rude to take a lot of time at the drive-thru.
I've got a 30-minute lunch. That means I've got 5 minutes to get there, 5 minutes to get my food, 5 minutes to get back, and I might have a few minutes to eat because I'm going to have to go to the bathroom before I go back to the floor. So, I need to go. We don't all have the luxury of, spare time.
People not knowing what they want to eat at fast foods is almost as aggravating as people just typing back the letter K after a long conversation.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so I was having a discussion with another friend of mine, and I was trying to explain that if you send a detailed message to someone and they respond with the letter K, it's usually not a good sign.
Right.
Usually not a good sign.
Right. Are you saying they're pissed?
I would say if you are a female, you are being salty. Mm-hmm. If you are a male, you are disinterested. Mm-hmm. And unisex, you don't really care.
Well, unisex, you just mean like...
Anybody.
Oh.
Free game on that one. But, I try to tread lightly with this one because I would say, let's say 12 years ago, I was actually on my way to the football field to get into a fight.
Okay.
Get into a fight.
Was this in high school?
Yes.
Okay.
And a certain someone by the name of Adam Banks...
Y'all know him quite well here on the show.
Stopped me in the hallway as I'm on my way to fight with this girl. And I was very rude to him. Anybody who's known me and Adam knows we've been friends for a long time. You know where this story's going. So,
oh, yeah, this is coming back.
Absolutely terrible because I have been so rude to him. But I had to make it to the football field to let this girl know that I was going to get her. I was going to get her.
You was going to make her pay today.
So
Valerie Johnson?
No, Erica Sloan.
Erica Sloan, okay.
Erica Sloan. So I finally get, out to the football field and I do my thing.
Yeah.
And I come back and I'm sitting in last period, which was my journalism class, or I think it was my journalism class, or one of my advanced English classes. I don't know why I took advanced English.
Yeah.
But I remember sitting there in my old school, chair, desk. Those things are weird.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, oh man, I was mean to Adam. I probably should go apologize to him before we leave and go home for the day. So I sign out. It's my last sign out I can have for that quarter of the semester.
Yeah.
And you were in what, French?
Probably. No, it wasn't French. I had French in the morning. I think it was like some type of easy Kathy Conley class, maybe. I don't know.
No, you were in Miss Patton's class.
I don't know what class I had 11 years ago.
I don't know. I just remember going to Miss Patton's room, and I pulled him, I said, can I speak to Adam? And he come outside, and, I could just tell he was pissed. I think by this point in our relationship, we could probably read each other pretty good.
Right.
Now we could do it even better. He doesn't even have to say anything, and I know what he's thinking. But I pull him out, and I attempt to apologize the best I can. I'm extremely sorry. I'm so sorry.
I remember this. It was very heartfelt. Like, you really poured out your heart to me in this apology.
I was so upset because I had never been rude to you.
Yeah, it was a very sweet apology.
Like, up to this point, I had always went out of my way to be super nice to him.
Yeah.
So, this one time, I decided to be a dick to him, and I give him this 5-minute speech of, oh my gosh, please don't be mad at me. Oh, I love you. Please don't be mad at me. And this motherfucker looks at me and says, okay.
Yeah, after her big apology, long felt apology, my response was, okay.
Okay.
And she said, and she looks back at me, dead in the face, looks at me, kind of stunned that I said, okay. And she was kind of shocked, didn't know what to say. And she looks back at me and just says, okay.
Okay.
And then walks away. So now, 12 years later, however long, gosh, that's been, we still go, okay.
Okay.
Like when we have something to say to each other, we'll be like, okay. Or like if she says something real serious, I'll go, okay.
Yeah, it's always been something that has just plagued our relationship almost, but we can't shake it at this point.
Yeah.
It's kind of a staple.
Yeah, it's dug in there. Do you remember that time that you were really telling me something very philosophical in your life, telling me about how you were thinking about transferring from college one morning, and I was on the phone with you, and you were waiting for my answer, and after you laid out your entire heart, I said, yeah, I'll take a French toast platter. And you said, you did not just respond to me with, I'll take a French toast platter, did you?
And let's just preface that with a lot of times that I used to call Adam, I would wait for a response, and there would be something like that in the background. I would not get a response to what I was talking about, but he would be ordering food, or he would be, at the gas station getting something to drink.
Yeah.
It's kind of been...
Yeah,
that's the norm for us.
Yeah.
I'm kind of used to it at this point.
There was a lot of weird stuff I would always do, over the phone with you, bleach my teeth, be ordering some type of food.
Using the bathroom.
All that was common. That still occurs. When I'm talking to you on the phone, I'll go to the bathroom. It's like my bladder wants to release when you cough. That's what happens. I'm digging the blonde hair, by the way. I was sitting here looking at it. It's starting to grow on me. I'm really meaning it. I used to think black hair was your thing. That's what you needed to keep it as, or then maybe brown. But I am digging the blonde. It's starting to.
Today I actually done something very weird. I was reading online, which we were having the discussion, on the way up, about reading things online, and I come across how to repair damaged hair.
Yeah.
And I got to thinking, my hair's pretty damaged. I need to do this.
You've had a lot of bullshit with your hair, ain't you? A lot of things happen to it.
Yes. Well, I had alopecia when we were in high school.
Which is what, alopecia?
I'd lost my hair.
Okay.
Lost a lot of hair.
That wasn't when Isidore broke your knee?
That was not when Isidore broke my knee, but thank you for bringing up a bad memory.
Alopecia, okay.
So...
And what causes alopecia?
It was hereditary at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, it was hereditary. Several steroid shots in the crown of my head to
Good Lord.
alleviate that. Yeah, I've done a lot to keep this hair. So
I think Khloe Kardashian had that because she was losing her.
You
hair
know
too.
that's my mentor.
Yep.
Like, she's who I'm modeling myself after. I want to look like Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah, she's She. Speaking of like the whole family, you know the youngest one, the youngest, the baby, the Kylie is pregnant.
Is pregnant.
Yeah, like that's to me. How is she just seems like a kid? I think it's weird because you see them on TV their whole life, and like that show, by the way, Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
10 years.
10 years today. And which is quite, and you know, we both are into entertainment, but I just have to speak on that for just a second, and not to say the show is condoning Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but what they have done is fascinating.
It is.
10 years, they have stayed relevant in reality TV. I don't think anyone has ever had a long-running reality television show to follow them around like that. Laguna Beach was big, but wasn't long.
Two seasons.
The Hills, great.
5 seasons.
5 seasons. The Osbournes, great. 5-6 seasons.
Couple of seasons.
You know, there's so many.
Britney Spears.
Getting
chaotic. 1 season.
Hogan Knows Best. Great show. 4 or 5 seasons. But my point that I'm making is this Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I think, is starting to premiere their 14th season. They've had 20-some different spinoffs.
Oh, yeah.
So they have stayed relevant for 10 years.
And if you want to think about it, they've actually been relevant longer than that. Because if you think, you know, The Simple Life came out in, 2002? Mm-hmm. And Kim was the personal assistant to Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
So, although she was not front runner, she still made herself known.
Yeah. Yeah, I think their lives started to change in 2007 when that show premiered. But yeah, that was what they've been able to... They have left a mark for sure in pop culture.
Oh, definitely. And, you know, there are a lot of people who will naysay them and say, oh, you shouldn't watch this. You know, you should not want to be like them. But they're absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant people.
They have made money by living.
That's it.
By breathing.
Yep.
By talking.
Mm-hmm.
By walking.
Mm-hmm.
By putting on clothes.
Yeah.
Sometimes not even fashionable
by taking
clothes.
off their clothes.
That is very true.
They by taking off their clothes. But yeah, the youngest one is pregnant now. She is pregnant by
Travis Scott,
which is pretty.
You know.
Whoa. Come out of nowhere.
I don't know who he is. I tried to look at him, but
they love black men, don't they?
They do.
All of them are into black men. And do you think that they are? Do you think that they all like to follow in their, like, even the youngest ones, even the mom? You know, she dated white men all of her life, and then all of a sudden she starts dating a black man. Do you think that they are just trying to follow in the sister's footsteps?
Well, let's just say that Kim laid the foundation for the way this family was going to be.
She absolutely has.
She did in 2006. She released a pornographic video
with a black man
with Ray J.
Yeah,
and since then, I feel as though they have all pushed to be like her. You know, poor Khloe. Again, she is my absolute idol. Look how she's transformed her entire self.
Yeah,
she looks like Kim.
Yeah, she definitely has. Who has?
Chloe.
You're absolutely right. They all have kind of revolved their whole life around. It all started with her story with the sex tape. And then they've kind of followed her. She's always kind of been the star, and they've always kind of followed like what she's done. But I think the true driving force behind that entire empire is Mama Kris Jenner.
Oh, it is.
She is the one who pitched the reality show to Ryan Seacrest, which that's how it started. He came over for dinner, and he was having dinner with him, and he said, you know what, y'all need to be on TV. You guys are entertaining. And he gave him a 7-episode test run for season 1. Yep. He ordered 7 episodes. It did pretty decent. They said, well, we'll renew you for 2, and then it just kind of went from there.
It just went from there.
And, you know, it's something. If you think you need a reality show, give it a try, because I don't think you can actually say, okay, I need a reality show. I think other people need to be able to look at you and just find you interesting enough to say, you need your own reality show.
I just don't know if I could really handle someone following me around all the time.
It would get old.
Well, I talk to myself a lot. So, and I do some really weird things, but I don't think
I don't even want to tell you all what I do in private. Like, it would make you guys would lock me up in a psycho loony bin if you guys saw me in private.
I probably can guess a couple things that you do.
Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes I'll look, I'll stand in the mirror, and like I swear to you, I'll stand in the mirror, and I will have a full-blown conversation with myself. I probably should not admit that, but like I do, I'll have like a full-blown conversation. Like I won't answer myself back.
I'll answer myself sometimes.
Okay, so you kind of take it to the next level.
I answer myself.
How are you doing today, Amber? Great.
No, like I'll have a debate with myself. Like if I want to wear a particular shirt, I'll say, okay, let me put this on, and then I'll look at myself and I'm like, oh damn, you look bad in that, and I'll take it off, and then I'll say, okay, let's put this one on, and I'll put that one on, and I'm like, well, from the front I look good, from the side it's a big old mess, so I'm gonna have to take that one off.
Yeah.
So the whole time I'm having a conversation with myself, answering myself, debating with myself.
I'm the same way. Like I'll say, yeah, Adam, you don't really want to go there. It's just you'll get in the way, you'll bother people, and like I'll be saying this verbally out loud. I'll be like, I mean, it's definitely a good reason why I shouldn't go. I'll say to myself. So like, I'll talk to myself. I mean, that's something that I
think it's healthy. I think if people don't talk to themselves,
absolutely,
then obviously you're not interesting.
Right.
Because, if you can't even carry a conversation with yourself, what the hell makes you think somebody else wants to carry a conversation with you?
Exactly. But yeah, so I didn't mean to kind of get off on the keeping up with the Kardashians, but I do think that was worth mentioning because of their impact and it being their 10-year anniversary.
It is.
Probably.
I will be watching it.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be watching that episode.
I probably might be watching it. So... I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, Amber, looking through your list, I think we've covered every single thing except one thing. And I don't really know what you mean by it. Backing into parking spaces. What do you mean?
Okay. So, usually when we go out somewhere, I drive a smaller vehicle. I drive a little Juke. This little thing, I can put it in any spot that I could possibly find. Throw it in all-wheel drive and jump the hill if I need to.
Yeah.
So... it's pretty easy for me to find a spot.
Yeah.
Now, my car's still newer. Mm-hmm. I don't want to park up front. I don't want to be up in the main front. I want to be as far away from people as I can because I don't like door dings. But one thing that I have noticed is typically people who drive bigger vehicles and they don't know how to drive their vehicles always want to back into the parking spaces.
Right.
They don't just want to pull straight in.
Yeah.
So they take an additional 10 minutes to, okay, let me Austin Powers it this way, and then let me pull forward,
Yeah.
and then let me bring it back again, and then pull forward,
Yeah.
and let me get out and look to see if I'm on the lines. And I'm like, look, you could have done parked this shit, been in the store, been back out, and backed out like a normal human being.
People do weird stuff. I mean, it really just... people do extra stuff, and it makes me think that people think they have all the time in the world. Like, we live in a very precious... time is precious. We only have 24 hours in a day. I do not want to waste my time following slow traffic, following stupid people who are very slow in parking lots and in convenience stores, waiting in line. I hate that kind of stuff. So I understand.
Well, I think the thing that made me so irritated was... this is early in the morning hours. We decided we were going to go, my husband and I, we were going to go to Steak and Shake.
Yes.
So we go to Steak and Shake. Well, everybody who watches or keeps up with anything Big Blue Nation knows that we had a football game yesterday against our longtime rival.
Florida, yes.
Florida.
I was there.
I seen that.
Yeah, I was there. I had a blast. The atmosphere was the best atmosphere that I have seen since I've been in Commonwealth Stadium, Kroger Field. And I've been in Kroger Field for a lot of big games. The LSU game in 2007 when they were number 1, when Kentucky beat them, when they beat Louisville that same year, when we beat Tennessee after the 30-year streak and we rushed the field. I have been in plenty of big atmospheres at that stadium, but nothing compared to last night. You could feel the vibes, the energy around that whole entire stadium. There was a buzz the entire day. And I was there. We really thought it was going to be the year. The 30-year streak was supposed to end. And it was a good game. We owned and dominated the game until the very end, which I think, for the lack of a better word, I think we were cheated. And I don't mean to sound like some cheap cliche, but we were trying to get the ball into Florida territory to kick the field goal. And what happened is when it got into the territory to where we were able to kick probably a 50-some yard kick, field goal, Austin McGinnis could have kicked it because he is like 10 for 10. I'm sure you got a crush on Austin McGinnis. Like you crush on like everybody weird like that.
What the heck?
But we finally got into that territory and they call a holding charge on us. We were cheated. The SEC did not want Kentucky to win that game. I don't know what it was. Maybe they didn't want to be charged $250,000 for rushing the field. Maybe they didn't want to... I don't know. I just think that Kentucky was cheated.
It was a good game. A 1-point loss, I think, is... It's probably the worst kind. A 1-point
loss is not good. It's hard. Like, it really is.
It's probably the worst kind.
It was, and there has been a lot of hard. I do think it was the hardest football loss of all time. I do think for Kentucky fans, it's going to fall in the top 10 worst losses of UK history. So, like, you know...
Are we saying just football or football and basketball?
I'm talking like UK athletics. Now, in football, I would say this is number one. This was sad. Basketball, there's a lot that trump it. You know, there's the Christian Laettner. There's the Wisconsin game in 2015. There's the John Wall year when they lost to West Virginia in the Elite Eight. But this one right here, it sucks because it was the year. It was 30 years. It seemed appropriate. The fans were ready. The fans were excited. I don't think they'll ever be as excited for another football game like they were for this one. They won't be that excited for a long, long time.
No.
So.
No. It's kind of like, you know, learning that your crush has a foot fungus. You know, so you're kind of over it.
Yeah. So you watched it?
We watched bits and pieces of it. Just, you know, mainly Snapchat stories, and had a lot of friends there. Obviously, you were updating yours, and, you know, just people posting on Facebook. And
trying to get a UK athlete football player to come on the show. Trying to get him to come on, and we can bring him into the new, freshly studio. I want to call this maybe the Belmont Studio, because this is a Belmont court. I'm going to call this the Belmont Studio. So, yeah, I'm trying to get him to come into the Belmont. And
hopefully by then we can get a leather couch.
We really could, and have it there like Howard Stern. Have you seen his studio where he sits in this one space, and then his co-host Robin, she sits kind of across from him where they can make eye contact? That would just be like a dream to like have a studio like that.
I think we could turn this into that.
Yeah, and then they have like a couch for their guest to sit on, and their guest sits with their microphone up to their, or like a headset on, and they sit on the couch real relaxed. We need to get that going.
We could make.
So what do we need? We need a couch. We need a table for me, a table for you. We need another microphone, and we need some type of
soundproof barrier.
So we need some soundproof barriers.
Yep.
We need some soundproof barriers, and we're good. We need 2 microphones, one for me and a potential guest, whoever that may be. Or if we ever decide to have a third person come in and join us for that episode. Yeah, we need that.
Well, like I said, I'm going to have some free time coming up, so...
You are going to have some free time.
I am. I am venturing back to college.
Yes, that's exciting, though. I mean, but you're not, like, fully on, like, staying in the dorm and, like, joining the sorority.
No. Those days are over.
You're a non-traditional student?
I will be a non-traditional student going into the nursing program.
Well, you will be surprised of how many people your age are in college. You think that not many people your age are going to be in class. Just wait until you go. Tell the audience, Amber, kind of give them your wisdom, because you're a wise person. I mean, you were a psychology major your freshman year of college.
Oh, give them freshman, sophomore.
Give them some wisdom on people. Give them some words of motivation for people who are in a similar situation, who are kind of starting over with their career.
Oh, geez. I feel like I should channel my brother right now and make it be something, you know, like, don't eat the yellow snow. You know, something to that effect. Don't eat the yellow snow. You know, it's something that, you know, my husband and I have talked about, you know, for a while. We did put me kind of going to college on the back burner because my husband was getting his master's. Mm-hmm. So that kind of, you know, took a back burner. And I did, you know, I actually have a very successful career right now that, unfortunately, you know, is coming to an end.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you know, I'm closing a chapter. It's always rough.
Good things to say about the company?
Good things to say. I have enjoyed my entire time being with this company. It's been absolutely wonderful.
See, that's good. And, you know, because when I quit my job, I was very raw with my feelings on what I felt about it. But, you know, I didn't bash anyone at the company. I didn't bash the company itself. you'll just have to listen to the episode. I was very vocal on how I was treated in the beginning by certain people, without mentioning names. But continue.
No, I mean I've been extremely blessed to be there. I've learned a lot. Anybody who knows me knows. Unfortunately, I ventured into the lab world, and I've been a lab tech. My husband is a laboratory scientist, so I mean it's kind of deep in our household that we're both very science based. So it's going to kind of be weird because I'm going to be considered the enemy now of my husband, because if you've ever worked in the laboratory, you know that nurses are always your number one enemy sometimes, because you just don't understand each other sometimes.
Yeah, I'm looking for like our little music box, and I cannot find it. You keep pointing. I'm like, what are you pointing
I
at?
was looking for the pen, and I was like, it's in your hand.
No, it's not in my hand.
But again, my mother was a wonderful nurse for years, so I kind of feel blessed that I'm going back in, I'm going into a field that my mother excelled at. But best wise advice I can give is, if you want to do it, just do it, because you can probably accomplish more than what you think.
Yeah, I like that. Nike said it best: just do it.
Just do it.
If there's something that you want to do, just do it.
Just do it.
You just gotta do it.
It won't come again. It won't come around again. And I was watching something earlier, and I can't remember, but it said, you will never experience the same moment again. Mm-hmm. So you either relish in the fact that you just experienced something wonderful, or you revel in the fact that you are absolutely in despair because you cannot have that moment again.
And people will say that you're crazy for making certain decisions. They'll judge you. They'll say things. They'll talk about you. They'll laugh about you. Like when I took my teaching job, the one that I have now, I've told people where it's at, and they kind of think I'm crazy because I do so much driving for this job. But I don't listen to that because they don't understand my plan. My plan is to do this job, get the experience, get closer to where I want to be. You have to take steps. People live in a now society. They want things the way they want it. They want it current. They want things absolutely now. And that's what aggravates me. So, yeah, that's that was my little spiel on it.
Well, I think it's gonna be good.
I do too.
I think it's gonna be a good change.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, Amber, and it's always a pleasure to do it here in this Belmont studio.
Oh, jeez. We'll get it put together for next
Anything
time.
you want to add before we sign off the air?
Don't eat the yellow snow.
What does that mean?
You've never heard "don't eat the yellow snow"?
No. What does that mean?
When it snows and you go outside and you use the restroom, it turns the snow yellow.
When you go outside and you use the restroom.
And you piss, it's going to turn the snow yellow.
So what's the relevance to this?
People go outside to eat the snow. Don't eat the yellow snow. Somebody's pissed there.
But I'm confused though. Yes, that is a true fact. You don't want to eat that because there is yellow piss there. But
do you not remember being a child? Just
like I understand that yes, when you piss in the snow, it's yellow and you shouldn't eat it. But what is there supposed to be a comparison to that?
No, it's just saying it. Literally, this is one of those times that it literally means what you say. Don't eat the yellow snow, because I can remember going outside in the middle of the night and picking up a bowl of snow to make snow cream.
Yeah, that one completely bombed. Ladies and gentlemen, Amber on the show. Thank you for being on the show. I'm Adam Banks. We'll see you in the next episode of Off the Cuff.